Hello, everyone. This is Vonda Downs. Welcome to our February 4th training call. Happy February to everyone, and happy Valentine's Day, which is right around the corner. I'm going to be sharing a few things here with you on the call. First, I wanted to start off with congratulating everyone on your January volume. We had a very strong month, and if you are on the web portion of the call, I'm going to go into the back office. By the way, if you are kind of a newer distributor, under the Distributor tab, you'll see Revolution Office, which takes you into the back end of your SendOutCards account. And this tracks everything in your business. So it tracks your distributors and the volume they're bringing in with their sending cards and gifts and their customers, as well as customers. So if you click on Genealogy Report, once the Revolution comes up, you're going to see a lot of options along the left-hand side that will pretty much give you the information that you're going to be looking for. You can go to customers and get a list of your customers, and you can also click View Genealogy Report to get a whole list of all your distributors. And we're going to today look right here at volume totals. So when you click on that, you're going to see volume totals by month. And so our January 2013, you add your total PV, which stands for personal volume. So right here, this number in your back office would be everything that you and your customers spent on cards and gifts, or not everything you spent, actually the volume of it. So if you don't know the difference there, if you're on a $31 account, that equals $31 in volume. If you're on a 980 account, that actually counts as $6.20 in volume because they pay out 30% in commission, so they don't count that $3 in volume. So we're actually getting paid the commission, but then we're also getting paid on the volume of that customer as well. So in a sense, you're getting paid twice on that customer. Now the 31 is just a straight $31 in volume. And so this number here would be what I've spent, the volume that I brought in, as well as customers. And then you add that to the total GV. Gross volume is all your distributors on your team and all of their customers. And so when you add the two numbers together, you will get your total volume for the month. So I'll do a little education there on the back office. So the total volume for the team is approximately $31,200 for the team this month. So that was up from last January. One of the things that we've seen in our business is just consistent growth. And so last year we were at about $28,400 and then $31,200. So usually we see around $4,000 increase from year to year. So we're close to that, a little short of it this month, but pretty close to that. So every month, each year. Now, one of these days, when our company when we get into momentum, we get our business into momentum, you'll see even faster growth than that. But it's always encouraging to see growth. One of my goals from the beginning was that if I'm growing my volume every month, that I'm going in the right direction, and that's going to build my residual income and build my retirement. So it's a great goal to have if you're just getting started, or if you've been in business a couple of years. Just look at that number and grow it every month, and that will happen if everyone's sharing send-out cards, because you're always going to be adding customers, you're going to be adding distributors. So now I can go over to total gross volume by leg and click this View button, and then it's going to show me per team how the volume breaks down. And I'm showing you this in the back office for a couple of reasons. One, just to show you how we did as a team, but also to educate you with the back office, maybe pick up on a few tips you didn't know, and also to show you kind of the nature of the business. I think it's always interesting whenever we've been at Treat 'em Rights or big events or trainings. I've heard Jordan Adler train on this a couple of times, and he will always bring up the point that, a lot of times your business comes from just us the majority of your business comes from a few people that you sign up. And so it really is about just continuing to share the business. And, as you'll look at my numbers here, you're going to see a couple of things. You'll see that it's a lot of people bringing in a little, and then it's a few people that have built a team that's bringing in a lot. And you add all that up, and that's really pretty much the nature of network marketing, no matter what company you're in. Jordan has shared before that, he has relationships with top earners in many different companies, and he said across the board, whenever they're together and talking, it's true across the board for any network marketing company, is that you're going to see those two things. You'll see a lot of people doing a little and using the product and bringing in a little bit, and then you'll see usually a few people that end up growing into a big team. And so all of that added up together is what gives you the success in your business. So for this past month of January, we have the Mackey team. That's Patricia Mackey and the team of hundreds that have signed up in her organization. And they did hit over 10,000 for the month. So it was a very nice month for the Mackey team. For the Mancuso team, Dream Bent Marketing Group, that's the Mancuso team at $5,749, so $5,749 in volume. And then Card Team, which are Michael and Kelly in Florida, $4,761. And Danita Jones, $1,248. Those are our teams that are over $1,000 in volume. And then you'll notice there are a lot of teams. There's actually several here close to 1,000. So I would encourage, actually, Stephanie, I heard you're on the call, so look how close you are to 1,000, and just keep shooting for that, and just bump it over 1,000, and just keep seeing it grow higher. And you'll notice, though, that there are people sending out cards and gifts, people that I've signed up over the years, some just themselves, and some who have a couple of customers, and everything in between. So it really gives you an idea of how an organization looks as it grows. So anybody on the call that would like to speak up, because I know that there are team members underneath these first three teams who did have a volume over $1,000. So I'd like to open up the call for you guys just to announce your name and your team total if you were over 1,000.
Hey, Vonda, this is Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi there. So we had Dave and Maureen Moore, who was our top team, had $1,593.99.
Cool.
And Chris and Shelley Chamberlain, their team was $1,272.
Great.
And then Lynn Johnson was $1,044.
All right. Congratulations,
yes.
Lynn, over 1,000. Awesome. Very cool. All right, great. Thanks so much for sharing that, Nicole. And anybody else on the call?
Hey, Vonda, this is Sal.
Okay, I heard Sally first. Let's go with Sally.
Actually, I don't. Our team, our team here had a total of $3,389.35. I don't have that broken down by leg, but I will here in a minute. So go ahead and go to the other person there.
Okay. Who was the other person that spoke up?
It was Amanda. I'm still trying to pull up my office. Mine was around 1,300 for my team, though. Something
Fantastic.
1,350. So.
Right around 1,300. Great. Congratulations, Amanda. Great.
Hi, Vonda and Nikki. This is Lynn. I'm on the call, but I won't be for I have to leave in about 5 minutes, but it was nice to hear my name. I have not done much for the last few months, and things still are happening, so that just goes to show you.
That's really cool, huh? Lynn has a lot on her plate. She works full-time. She has little children, very, very busy. And so it is fun to see that whatever efforts you've put into it will keep going even when you're not able to put too much into it. So, yeah, I'm very excited to see that. That's great, Lynn.
Thanks.
Okay, Vonda, Sal again. I've got this. Denise Marriott was above 1,000. Her total was $1,147.64.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations, Denise. And let's see, do we have anybody else on the call that wants to announce their numbers over 1,000? Did we get everybody? I know we had teams over 1,000 that were like in Patricia's group. The Elkins, Vince and Julie they're always over that. So there's several teams that make up that 10,000. So congratulations, everybody. So any questions that anyone wants to bring up about the back office while we're here, I want to open it up to any questions that you might have on this and how to read your own back office. Any questions that you guys have? No? All right, good. Some of the main things that I use in the back office is I do track that volume, and as I mentioned earlier, my goal is to have the number bigger, every month than it was the year before in that month, and so that's a great goal to keep focused on. I check that volume number as we go through the month, and then also I will check, another thing I check quite a bit is genealogy report. And you can actually pull up like how many people signed up in the last 30 days, 24 hours, 90 days, or even in the last year. So you can track your recruiting and see how your team is doing on that. And that's a good thing to keep an eye on. And then customers, if you ever have a customer calling you up and they can't find their user ID number or a distributor, you can pull up your list, and just to the left of their name, this is their customer ID number. And usually if you can give them their username, which is this number here, they usually can figure out what their password is because that's usually something that they have chosen themselves. So those are just some of the things that come up pretty frequently that you may want to know if you aren't familiar with that. So, okay, one other thing, switching subjects here, I watched a short video that Linda Thomas sent out today, and I really liked her scripting, and I wanted to pass it on to you. We've talked before about kind of that transitional question between the product and the opportunity. So when you've walked someone through sending a card and ask, after they've sent it, usually you get a feel for how much they like it as you're going through sending the card. And so after they've sent it, I'll ask, so what do you think about that? Do you see yourself, is this something you could use for personal or for business use? And see what they're thinking, like, oh, yeah, I definitely could use it for, friends and family or my niece and nephew's birthdays or sending out cards to clients. So I'll get an idea of where they're really kind of their hot button, what they really like about it. And then I'll usually say, well, let me ask you this, John. Do you and your wife leave yourself open to making money on the side of what you're already doing? And so you guys have heard that question probably from me quite a few times. That's usually my transitional question. And it does work very well as far as finding out if they are interested in making money on the side of what they're already doing. And then we can go into, if they say yes, I'll have them watch the 4-minute video. And if they say no, I'm not interested in that, it's like, okay, great, well, let's get you started as a customer. And so that's usually what I do. Linda had a little different scripting to that I don't know if I'll use it. I may continue using what I still use because it works really well for me, but I wanted to share it because I think it's really good. And if you're like, oh, that kind of fits more with me, or I think I'd be more comfortable saying that, I wanted to pass it on. So at that point where I say, do you and your spouse leave yourself open to making money on the side of what you're already doing? Her question is, when they say, yeah, I really like this, her question is, hey, John, do you like this enough to where you think you'll probably show a few people? Or would you show another person? Do you like this enough that you would tell one person about it? And if they're like, yeah, there's a few people I'd really like to tell about it. And then she'll say, well, the second part of what I do, the first part is really teaching people to be able to just act on their promptings, say happy birthday, send a heartfelt card, send your thank you cards. But the second part of what I do is I show people how to do what I do. And anytime that you're recommending this to someone else, then you make money on all the cards and gifts that they send. And then she'll then direct them to watching the 4-minute video. So it's the same thing, but just a little different way of making that transition. And so I'm going to repeat it in case you're wanting to write it down. Do you like this enough that you would tell one person? Or I even kind of feel like I might say, do you like this enough that you would tell a couple of people? because you kind of want them to tell a couple people and get the first couple customers. You know, do you like it enough that you can think of 2 people you would want to share this with? And if they think of, yes, I do have a couple of people, it's like, well, I ask because the second part of what I do is I show people a system so that they can also use it. You'll make a commission back on all the cards and gifts you send and the cards and gifts that they send forever. So it can, at minimum, pay for all of your product, or you focus on sharing it with people as you go, and you can bring in some extra money on the side of what you're already doing. And if you do this long term, you can bring in a lot of money with what you're already doing. Here, take a look at this 4-minute video, and then you can take them to that second video. So anyway, just a little bit of a different way to ask that question. And so I just bring it to you because it might be something that kind of really clicks with you, really resonates with you, that you may want to try. So did everybody get that? Do I need to repeat it one more time, or did you get it written down, those of you who need it? And I'm also going to check the chat line just to see if anybody has a question. Actually, someone is asking, did anybody else lose their sound? Do I still have people listening?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so must not have been everybody, but okay. All right, great. So those are the couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys today. Any questions on that? Any comments?
Vonda, if we wanted to go listen to Linda Thomas's or whatever, how do we get onto her stuff?
You know what? I got it in an email today, and I wonder, let me give you her website, and then you could go and look at it.
You could probably just go to her YouTube channel. It's probably on her YouTube channel.
It's on Facebook. Yeah. It's on her Facebook page as well.
Her Facebook page as well. Okay, so Facebook, YouTube. She has a website here on this newsletter that says IamNetworkMarketing.com. I would imagine she probably has it on her site too. I can click on that to see. And then it's just a short, like 4-minute video that kind of describes this that I just shared with you. I actually don't see the video on her website. And Rose, I can email it to you if you can't.
Can you please email it, Vonda?
Okay, if you can't find it in one of those places. So I'm going to forward it. I'll forward it on now to Paula.
Vonda, are you going to talk a little bit about the Brownie Party?
Yes, we're going to end up with the Brownie Party here. And
okay.
I'm going to send that on to you.
One other question. Are you still doing the real estate webinar this Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
We've sent out invitations. Hopefully you guys have all gotten those, and you're forwarding on those invitations. And that is happening this Friday at 11 o'clock. And then we are going to be, here's something we're going to do regularly. So I'm going to pull up the calendar here. This Friday, the 8th, 11 o'clock, is a specific call on how do you send out cards in your real estate business. It really applies to real estate or mortgage businesses. And so invite anybody to the call. We've had wonderful feedback. We give free campaigns out to anybody on the call that they can use in their business. So if you send me an email if you didn't get the invite, but I sent that out last week, and just send me an email at Vonda Downs at SendOutCards.com if you didn't receive that, and I'll forward it on. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do this once a month, the real estate one, but then we're also going to add another one. So on the second Friday is going to be our consistent real estate webinar. So you always know that you can target that second Friday at 11 unless there's something on our schedule like a, national convention or something, But otherwise we're going to stay pretty consistent with that second Friday at 11. And then on the fourth Friday, which this month is going to be the 22nd at 11, we're going to do a webinar for business owners. And that is going to be sharing, how to use this to grow your business, but it's not going to just be real estate specific. We're going to make it more general, so that way you can invite any type of business owner, insurance or hair salon or a dentist. We're going to use principles that will work in any relationship building business. So that'll be on the 22nd. I will be sending out an invite on that you can forward to any business person that you have working with you. And we will do both of those once a month. So on the real estate on the second Friday of the month, and the small business, or not even small business because we have huge businesses that use this, but a business application, how do you send out cards in your business, on the 22nd. And then as you guys have either yourself or other business owners who are in a particular industry, I would like to have a couple of guests on that 22nd call so that if it's a dentist or a hairstylist or an insurance person, we'd like to have a couple of people in the industry to share how they use it, and that's going to bring a lot more value to the call. So those are two things you can plug into for your business account. And then on the Brownie Party, I did a lot of talk about that on last week's call. So I wasn't going to go through all the details of it again, since we went through, like, sending out the invites, do a Facebook invite, also make phone calls to everybody you sent your card invitation to. I started doing that on Friday, so I went to my contacts, to my Brownie group, and I printed the 100 people that I mailed a card to. And then I just started going through one call after the next. So I was able to make quite a few calls on Friday, and some people you just leave a voicemail for, and some people you get to talk to. And so I've gotten confirmations of people that are coming. Please do that. If you just send an invite but you don't call them, you're going to get way less of a response. So we're just calling them, because sometimes people don't even necessarily know what's a Brownie Party, and so it's a good reason for you to call them and going, hey, did you get my invite in the mail? Yes, I did. Sometimes they say, yeah, what is that? Or sometimes they just go, yeah, I got it. And I'll say, well, I wanted to call to give you a little bit more description on what we're doing. Is there anyone you're planning on sending out a Valentine's gift to or a card to? Your spouse, your kids, your grandparents, your parents. And, usually they'll say yes, a couple different people, or clients, of course. You can send a card to your clients. So just bring the names and addresses of people that you want to send a Valentine to, and we're actually going to do it right from the house. So it's going to save you time. Now I'm going to go run around shopping into the post office. Just come over to the house. I'll show you how it works. We're going to have different samples of some of the treats that you can send, anything from brownies to truffles, and we even have gifts like jewelry or all kinds of things, really. Kind of a love jar, it's called, with these little love notes in it, and massage oil candle thingy. So there's all kinds of stuff. And it's going to be super fun. I'd love it if you come. And so people are coming. In fact, two people that one I should send out cards to years ago, but they didn't sign up. Actually, they signed up as customers. I shouldn't say they didn't sign up. They signed up as customers. So, but I haven't talked to them in a while, and called them. And she says, yeah, can I bring my sister and my mom? I'm like, absolutely, yeah, have them come over. And then another person I signed up as a customer sometime in the past year called her, and she said, yeah, my husband and I would both like to come. And she said, actually, we're at a point now where I think we're ready to do the business. And I said, great, well, invite anybody that you want to come with you, because we can upgrade you as soon as you're ready, and then sign them up if you do it by the party. And then another one that I called is a neighbor that I've never shown send-out cards to, and she says, oh, that sounds like so much fun. Can I bring my sisters? And I'm like, sure. So, really, the phone calls I cannot stress enough. You need to, after this call, get on the phone and just make as many of those calls as you can, just saying, I'm getting RSVPs. I want to make sure I have enough food for you guys to try and drinks. And people, of course, they expect that. They expect for you to do that. So do make those phone calls to everyone you invited. So let me open it up with that. Any questions on the Brownie Party that you guys have?
Vonda, I just wanted to know, are you going to show any videos, or are you just going to, everybody's just going to gather around and send brownies? Are you going to show the gratitude video or anything during this?
Yeah, and I might send you an email, Jeanette, that I kind of spelled out, like, here's what I'm going to do. And I know different ones are doing different things. We're kind of all doing the same type of thing. I talked to Colorado Springs over the weekend, and their venue's a little bit different. But I did send out a detailed email of what I was going to do here at our home, and so I can send that to you, Jeanette, if you didn't get it. And
yeah, I don't remember getting it, but I didn't get anything from you today. Nope.
Yeah, it was over the weekend, or I think it was actually Saturday I sent it out, but it might have gone, I didn't send it out just to the people doing the brownie. I think I sent it out just to everybody on my email list, which maybe you're not on there. I'll have to check.
I did not get it, so just send it to me again. Because I was planning on doing the gratitude video. I didn't know what others were doing. And kind of following the same format as a prompting party.
Yeah, I think that's great, and that's pretty much what we're doing. When people get here at 7 o'clock, it takes people a little while to kind of trickle in usually. So all of you that are distributors that are coming and bringing your laptop and helping with the snacks, I would recommend getting to your location no later than 6:30, maybe even 6:15, 6:20, and you can set up displays, set up the computers, and make sure that you get all of the snacks into bite size, and we'll have like toothpicks to make it easy and napkins and have the goodies on trays. And so when people get here for the first 15 to 20 minutes, people will be getting a drink and trying the different, snacks. And then I'll pull everybody together in the living room and just introduce our company, and that, we have a twofold mission at SendOutCards to help millions of people act on their promptings and to provide a vehicle for financial freedom. And then I'll just share a little bit about the first one, the prompting. That's really what we're doing tonight, is Valentine's Day's in a week, and we want to help people to really express their love and gratitude to the people in their life. And so hopefully you've come prepared with your names and addresses, which we are putting in the invite and also putting in the phone call that we make sure that we remind them to bring those. And we're going to have you get on any of the computers here and send a card and gift. But let me show you how it works. And so I'm going to have my laptop connected to my TV, and I'm going to walk through sending a card and then just do a little bit of a visual on the different gifts that they can send. There's gifts under Holiday Valentine that are all Valentine-oriented, really cool stuff there. And then there's also, I'll probably show them gift cards and the gourmet section as well. And so I'll show them around a little bit of the gifts and then send the card. And so that's how simple it is, and you guys will be able to go to the to a computer and send out yours. And there's distributors here that will help you if you need help. And then I'm going to ask, the second part of our twofold mission at SendOutCards is to provide a vehicle for financial freedom. And so I'll let them know that we also give you an opportunity to make money from home when you recommend this system. The cool thing about it is that our business has no inventory. I have no inventory. All I do is introduce people to the system, and then I get paid forever on what they send out. It's pretty simple. It's really straightforward and a very low investment to get started. Who would be interested? I know a lot of you already know about that and are involved, but for those of you who don't, would you like to hear about how you can make money? And then I'll let the distributors and customers go ahead and go to the computers and send, and then I'll keep the group who are interested in hearing about how to make money and probably even show like the 4-minute video and tell my story. So that's kind of going to be but you could show the gratitude video, you could show the product video in the beginning if you wanted to, and that'll be, like I said, you can kind of tweak it to meet the needs of your audience.
Okay.
So, all right, fantastic. Well, thanks you guys for being on the call. We're going to wrap it up there and jump on in about 5 minutes to those that are on the accountability call. And anyway, the parties are this Thursday, so rock and roll this afternoon, tomorrow, making phone calls, RSVPing, and getting people to this because, you don't want to be there going, I wish I had done a better job following up with people, or I wish I had this person here. Just call. People want to come. People are responding very well to the invitation. Of course, some people have things going on, but there are new people coming out for me personally that I haven't even shown SendOutCards to just because this party, which was the whole point, putting it together is to help people to get their stuff sent out. I also have customers and distributors that they're not really plugged in a lot to send out cards. They just use it casually here and there, and they're coming so that I can help them get their cards out for Valentine's Day. And so it's really meeting the needs of a lot of people. So just go to your event ready to give, prepare, get there early, help set up, help the host set up, and let's make these a fantastic night for everybody. And we'll be sharing our results on our Facebook page as we go. So thanks, everybody, and we'll have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.